Recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios Brisbane on 102.1 FM.
And broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Z Games.
With 10 years experience and over 500 episodes,
Z Games brings you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture.
Want to reach out? Message us on Facebook at ZEDGamesAU.
Hello, you're listening to Z Games. My name is Easy, and I'm hanging out in studio with Zahra and
Toby.
Tonight on Z Games, as per usual, we are delivering the best and most recent in gaming news. So that's our first segment up. After that, Zahra will be reviewing a game called Grow Big or Go Home, which entails Bruce in the garden doing things or going home, essentially.
Spoilers alert, Bruce is a legend.
Bruce is a legend.
An absolute mad
A banger from Bruce coming up soon. After that, we have a pre-recorded review from Maylee that she has so nicely sent in. She was meant to be in tonight, but unfortunately not super well. She's reviewing a game that she's nuts about. The game is called Nuts.
I don't want to acknowledge that.
Anyway, that's the schedule for this evening. Yeah, super exciting stuff. So exciting, in fact, that I'm just going to push play on the news.
Let's hear it.
This week in gaming news. Activision Blizzard's bumper year leads to more layoffs and a CEO bonus. Activision Blizzard has had a profitable year, with stock prices doubling, a record financial year, and this year's report showing they expected to hire up to 3,000 people in 2021. So the recent spree of layoffs has come as a surprise to some. On March 26th, 50 people were laid off from the esports and live event teams, and up to 140 jobs are speculated to have been trimmed in other departments. Employees are also preparing for layoffs in various offices around Europe as Activision Blizzard prepares to consolidate the publishing team to the United Kingdom. At the same time, due to the abundant year and stock prices, it is claimed that CEO Kotick may be paid out up to 4 years' worth of bonuses, amounting to up to $200 million. In more positive news, it has been confirmed by Polygon that Vicarious Visions, who were incorporated into Activision Blizzard in January, are still handling the Switch and next-gen console ports of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. While the Switch port is set to release sometime this year, the next-gen console release will be out March 26th. Zaum's Final Cut offends Australian decency. Disco Elysium, the final cut, has joined the ranks of DayZ, We Happy Few, Fallout 3 and Saints Row 4, with the game also being denied classification by the Australian Classification Board. Currently, the reason for refusal is under the code Computer Games 1A, in that the game offends against the standards of morality, decency and propriety. It is assumed by several outlets this is due to Disco Elysium, the final cut, utilising drug and alcohol misuse as a game mechanic. As some core tenets of the story can involve struggles with drug and alcohol abuse, developer Zaum will unlikely find easy fixes such as the stimulant name changes that reversed Fallout 3's classification refusal. At the time of writing, Disco Elysium is still available for purchase from online gaming platforms GOG and Steam, with a final cut releasing as a free upgrade on the 30th of March. Rockstar Games rewards mod maker. The meme-worthy loading times of GTA 5 Online have been patched in a recent update after being fixed by a mod maker/hacker going by the handle Tost. After isolating several issues, Tost managed to reduce GTA 5 Online's loading times by almost 70%. According to Tost, after gaining traction for the fix online, Rockstar picked up the issue and rewarded them $10,000 as an exception for Rockstar's vulnerability reporting program, Bug Bounty. After integrating the timesaver into the game, Rockstar also posted a direct thanks in the notes for patch 1.53. Thanks to Tost for his contributions around this part of today's title update. And some games coming out from the 24th of March to the end of the month. Releasing on March 26th, It Takes Two is a cooperative action adventure coming everywhere but the Switch. And speaking of cooperation, Monster Hunter Rise is also out on the same day, but just to the Switch. Want to fight enraged vegetables in a 90s-inspired platformer? Kaze and the Wild Masks has you covered, releasing on console and PC. How about a 3D platformer? Then check out Balan's Wonderworld's reviews on the game machine of your choice, both releasing on the 26th. On the 27th, we have Space Base Startopia, a humorous space-based management sim on the PC, PS4 and Xbox One. Or you can check out Australian-developed Metalheads for some minigame madness with a metal soundtrack on PC, plus many, many more. Check out our Facebook page at ZED Games AU and click on today's news link for a more comprehensive list of games coming out soon. And that's all this week in gaming news.
Thank you so much, past Toby, for that fantastic synopsis of the week in gaming news.
That's absolutely fine. From present Toby. Maybe even past Toby if you're listening to this in podcast form.
Podcast form, yeah.
Past,
So
present, and future.
to summarize one of your coverage on Rockstar Games rewarding a mod maker, would you say it's rewarding a mod maker or a criminal?
Oh, come on. You just jump in.
Look, he's been rewarded 10k for... Well, look, he's done something pretty cool, I guess, but he's still hacked in to do it.
Online, they have referred to him as a mod maker. However, where it gained traction was Hacker News. So therefore, it was, and it is a hack, and he did figure out where the issues were, which non-layman terms, there was passing issues with a very specific file that was 10 megabytes that was taking up 2 minutes worth of load time to process. And then there was also issues with duplicative reloading of assets, and to compare and make sure that the security of the files were going well. And by figuring all of that out, he reduced down times from 6 minutes to a minute 54. So anybody who loads up GTA 5 Online now, if you want to give it a second go, will actually find that their loading times have drastically reduced.
They've fallen asleep because they were too busy waiting for the first 6 seconds that they've
honestly,
given up on
there were so many
now.
jokes I wanted to throw into the news, like, now you no longer have to load up GTA 5 Online before you go to school so you can come home and play. There was so many bad jokes that I wanted to throw into there, and I thought, it's the news.
No.
I'll keep it serious.
Also something in the news that you didn't cover, but that's okay, I would like to mention.
Sorry.
No, that's all good. There was a lot of news this past week.
Oh, God,
so,
yes.
I do deeply appreciate what you've reported. I also just wanted to quickly mention that Microsoft intend on buying Discord for potentially $10 billion.
They've offered.
Well, they've offered, yeah. Microsoft, stay away from Discord, please. That's my stay away.
We have so little. So little.
Please don't break our things.
We just want to turn it into
this
Teams.
Yeah, grab somebody else, like, I don't know, what's the other one that people use to talk in games?
TeamSpeak?
That's the one.
That's still around?
Yep.
Yeah. People still use that.
Okay.
Yeah, buy that one. Leave Discord alone.
Yeah, stay away from my baby.
Leave Discord
Discord's doing
alone.
fine. Like, it's
I like my reminiscence of Yahoo Chat Discord and being able to moderate and having friends and having specific groups just from specific friends.
I do miss that feature MSN had where
Nudge?
you could nudge, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Pure evil. Because it would also, like, bring the window to the front of the other windows you had open. So it'd just, like, be in your face. Or, like, they had the fist knocking on the glass as
that
well.
used to scare me so many times.
Good
I
old
loved
my MSN.
Your
Kids these
ICQ
days
number.
have no idea how lucky they got it.
AOL Messenger!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
ICQ Messenger!
No!
Also, in some exciting news, which I have already pre-ordered, and Zahra has pre-ordered, and Toby has pre-ordered, is Monster Hunter Rise.
We're playing
I'm
that.
so ready.
It's coming out on Friday. Friday being the 26th of March.
And speaking of news around that, there is a company that is closing their doors on Friday just so that their employees can play Monster Hunter Rise.
That's in Japan, mind you.
Yeah.
As if Australia's like, hey guys, take a
Here's
Monster
public
Hunter Day.
holiday.
Could you imagine? It's like it becomes a public holiday.
But
You
it's
see, like,
alright.
Rio Tinto just like, it's a
We're just going to close the stock markets today. Play your game.
yeah.
You know what? That could be nice.
It would be.
Just like everyone's just like we're closing everything down. Play video games today.
It's a Labor Day.
It's right. It's
Oh, right.
Have the day off, Labor Day.
Anyway,
yeah.
that's the week in gaming news. You're listening to Zed Games. My name is Easy, and I'm hanging out in studio with Zahra and Toby.
Ew.
We are now about to listen to Zahra because they have a review for us.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I have a different document open then.
Uh-oh. Close that one. Open the right one.
Okay, we got it. Okay. Grow big or go home.
Dun, dun, dun.
Your name is Bruce, the greatest gardener of all time. A master of balancing the needs of a plant, protecting it, cherishing it, coaxing it to its full potential. Your skills are so legendary. Stories of it reach across time and space, revealing another one of Bruce's skills, the ability to travel through time. How else are you supposed to keep pot plants alive in an ancient Egyptian tomb? Grow Big or Go Home is a 2D gardening puzzle game with simple mechanics, a quick pace, and levels that quickly become quite challenging. It has stuck in my mind like a series that I know I should enjoy, but really makes me work for it. And at the end, I'm not sure if I actually enjoyed it, but I sure am thinking a lot about it. Now,
Okay.
Grow Big or Go Home is quite simple. You control Bruce, and you need to use a watering can and mirrors to give indoor plants enough light and water to grow. You're put into a room, sometimes a house, sometimes a tomb, sometimes a spaceship, with a number of plants in pots. You don't have a lot of time, just until the end of the day, represented by sunlight through windows moving across the room from left to right. Using mirrors, you redirect the sunlight from the windows towards the plants, and using a watering can that you need to refill after each use, you water the plants. It's not that simple though. The sunlight moves quickly, so you need to move the mirror around. If the plant is hit by sunlight for too long, it will catch on fire, so it takes one use of the watering can to put out. Or later you can use a fan to keep the plant cool, I guess? You often have more than one plant to look after, but you only have one mirror and watering can, so it becomes a balancing act, trying to give each plant everything they need without them catching on fire or being knocked over. There are simple obstacles to walk around, like walls of furniture. I have rarely gotten so frustrated by a tree. It gets really hectic, really quickly, and even with a dash ability, I found myself having to redo a level more than a couple times until I found the method that worked best for it, or at least worked well enough for me to progress. It also doesn't help that some things you need to figure out yourself, like the bar next to the plant. Is it a water bar? Does it need to be green for the plant to grow? No? Oh no, now the plant is on fire. The game has sort of a theme song, themed to whatever the room theme is. Christmas, you get a fun little tune with bells. Halloween, it has more of a spooky tone. Ancient Egypt, more horns and drums. The music is all related, but they're quite unique as well, with a bit of a flourish that is unique to the theme. On some levels, it's quite relaxing, really. In others, less so. The rest of the sound experience is pretty satisfying as well. I enjoyed the little clicks of putting things down and picking them up. And the plant is on fire sound is one that is immediately recognizable. I liked Grow Big or Go Home, but I'm not sure if it likes me. You can only progress to the next level by earning 3 out of 5 stars, so I found myself doing the bare minimum to move on. I found out that you can unlock outfits though, so I did go back to try again, and again, and again. It is challenging, but frustratingly so, and I didn't really get that sweet dopamine hit when I hit 4 stars or higher. It's not all that satisfying, and some of the control and design choices made me want to stop playing a lot of time, but stubbornness kept me going. And for that, I will say it's a good way to spend some time. But why haven't these people ever heard of keeping plants by the north and side windows? It's available on PC. You can get it on itch.io or Steam. It's available now, and I would recommend getting the Ultimate Edition because it's more levels and they're more difficult. So,
Yay! Wow.
Just on a complete little bit of a tangent for a second. I was like, oh, usually when anyone on the team reviews a game whilst in the studio here tonight, I usually open up a YouTube video and watch some playthrough while you're talking. I went to like YouTube, typed "Grow Big or Go Home," and I just came across like marijuana competitive growing, and I was like, okay,
God.
maybe I need to write the word "game" at the end of this. Just an FYI for people out there.
So, if you're searching for this in front of your parents or loved one, maybe add game to the end of this sentence.
Yeah.
At the end of that.
I had that mistake initially.
And now
It
you're
was
on a list.
informative.
I have to say that this is like quite a hysterical game to even watch. Purely because, okay, so my real big question is, obviously the game, every level is morning till dusk.
Yes.
Morning to afternoon, so sunrise to sunset, and you've got to like obviously navigate with the sun moving across the room and then
Yep.
the direction of the... What happens to the plants at night? They never tell you? Do you ever get an answer?
You know, that's actually tormenting me. so many aspects of this game gets to me. Like, I don't know. There's a cat that sometimes follows Bruce around, but the cat can also travel through time apparently. So there's a cat just hanging out. It's knocking plants over, and there's a fan in this like Aztec ruins. It's an electric fan. These are ruins. I don't know if they have electricity. I'm confused.
I want to know how many plants you killed.
Yeah.
Is there a counter?
Is there like a tally?
Oh, I wish there was a counter. There should be a counter.
It really reminds me of, what was it? As soon as you started talking about it, I was like, Azim, light! From, Fifth Element.
Yeah,
Just
like-
bouncing of light around.
You can't really... I haven't killed a plant.
Mm-hmm.
They just stopped growing.
And
I
burst
did
into
ha-
flames?
Or burst into... You pour water on them and they're fine.
Oh, okay. Just
Is that how it
mildly
works? Yeah.
singed.
I don't know if that works in real life.
So many plants of mine have
set any of my-
spontaneously burst into
To
flame,
flame.
I have to say.
I don't think I'm as legendary of a gardener as Bruce, but I have managed to not set any of my plants on fire.
I really like this description someone has of the game, which
Mhm.
is, we play as Bruce, an expert gardener determined to water and give sunlight to all plants around the world. That's just like his lifelong mission.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing is that at the start of some of the levels, there's like a news article about Bruce. The news article's like, "Who is this godlike man?" And Bruce is just like,
Hey.
"Gotta water a plant, I guess."
I think my favourite...
That one's going to
is,
burst into flames. I can sense it.
It made me so mad.
At least it's a great way...
Uh,
Well, it's a way.
it's a way to spend time.
It's
It is a
definitely
way to spend time.
Yes.
I think that's my favourite review so far.
Thank you.
Yeah, I enjoyed that thoroughly and completely. You're listening to Zed Games. My name is Easy. Just chilling out in studio. We're about to listen to a review from Maylee, who's not currently in the studio tonight, but she's pretty nuts about this game. So I'm just going to push play and we'll have a listen.
Nuts is an adventure, mystery, and puzzle game made by a small team of indie developers that boasts unique puzzle mechanics and a striking visual style. You play as a graduate student at Viago University, tasked with photographing the squirrels of Melmoth Forest. You travel to different locations in the forest and track the inhabitants to collect whatever data your boss needs that day. I don't want to give too much away, but there is more to the game than just spying on squirrels. This type of game wouldn't usually call to me, but the art style intrigued me enough to give it a go, and I'm very glad I did. I can't compare the look of Nuts to anything, because I've never played another game that looks anything like this. The environments you explore are rendered in strange monochromatic palettes akin to night vision. Each location gets a different colour scheme, giving off a unique feel in spite of the simplistic style. The features of the forest are all rendered distinctly, which means it's easy to read and navigate. If you ever do get turned around, you have a handy map highlighting your cameras, tasks, and campervan base. At first, I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but the longer I spent in these forests, the more I was charmed by their eerie beauty. Despite their extremely different visuals, I did feel an instant likeness to Firewatch while playing Nuts. You're sent into the woods to carry out mundane work with nobody else around and only a voice on the phone to keep you company. As your work continues, it becomes increasingly eerie and unsettling. However, that's where the similarities seem to end. Nuts doesn't use a lot of music to form its world, instead relying on a rich soundscape of forest sounds. This works well, making the alien landscapes feel natural and realistic. The game plays out over chapters, each exploring a different area of the forest. Within each chapter, your goal is to track the paths of squirrels. In the day, you set up 3 cameras and explore the woods. At night, you return to your camper van to review the camera footage, and if you're lucky, spot a squirrel. The game does mix up objectives as it goes on, slowly increasing the difficulty. Take a photo where a squirrel starts in the evening, find where it ends in evening, find where it keeps its stash of nuts, or capture specific places it visits over the night. You watch the nocturnal world through just 3 snapshots and attempt to track the inhabitants by where they enter or exit a frame. I was surprised by how much I struggled to track the squirrels' patterns sometimes. Thankfully, I was also surprised by how much fun I had doing it. Although the game's gentle pace is a feature, moving back and forth sometimes felt frustratingly slow. If I can barely tell the difference between running and walking, you probably don't need to add a run button. It would have been nice to end the day as soon as my cameras were set up rather than trudge back to the camper each time. It was annoying, yes, but not a deal breaker. Early in the game, I was still getting a hold of the mechanics, and it took quite a few nights to track a squirrel to its end. Lots of bushes over a rocky landscape gave the little guy numerous opportunities to slip out of frame. Finally though, my camera caught him. Proud of a job well done, I printed the photo, faxed it to my boss, answered the phone, and it was the wrong squirrel. I'd lost the right one somewhere through the night. It was a soul-crushing moment, but it also made me more determined than ever. I wouldn't let a squirrel fool me ever again. In some ways, Knots fell short of its unique idea. It offers a beautiful, calming world to wander at your own pace, but doesn't have the depth and detail you'd expect from a mystery. The setting and idea of this game are perfect grounds for a surreal comedic story full of surprise. I suppose it does this to some degree, but seems scared to jump in the deep end. It isn't a long game, and doesn't offer much in replay value. Once you've discovered the mysteries of the forest, there's nothing more for you. All that being said, I enjoyed my time in Melmoth Forest. It was a unique experience and kept me engaged throughout. I think if you can look past some of the game's problems, it's definitely worth your time.
Thank you, Maylee, for that review of Nuts. If you're interested, you can actually get that on the Nintendo Switch as well. I believe that's where Maylee has played it. My name is Easy. I'm in studio with Zahra.
What's up?
Toby.
Woot woot.
I'm enjoying the sounds. Yeah.
Well, I could do sound. No, I won't do soundboards.
The human soundboard.
The human. No,
Yeah.
I'm just fully expecting you to bring your soundboard thing with you somehow.
Oh, I probably.
You can make it an app. No, you can get soundboard apps and just
if I phoned it in, I could probably do all the sound, all that kind of stuff.
I just thought of a really good reason not to let Toby call in.
Oh yeah, actually, he does that to us a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, I just remembered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just be like playing a video game. Actually, I was playing Tell Me Why recently, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a spooky atmosphere in this particular scene.
With reverb.
And then Toby gets a soundboard out, and there's a wolf howling, and he's echoing out. Ugh.
Yeah, the fun and excitement.
Yeah, last time I stream anything in the Discord. Actually,
See you tomorrow.
I do want to see. I want to mention this on the Zed Games Facebook page. I put up a post which was, the last TV show you watched is now getting a crossover with the last video game you played. What is this unholy abomination that has just been created? A lot of people have messaged in, and some of them are really good. Some of them are like, no, definitely not. Rosie has messaged saying Death Note and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. And I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a cool combination, except it'd be like a really dark Pokemon. Like, I could see how that would work.
Be pretty dark. But I really like the sound of the X-Files in Witcher 3.
Yeah, that's a good one as well. Loki mentioned that. Would you play as Scully or Mulder?
I
was
play as
kind
the
of thinking
man.
of like Geralt and one of his like various friends that he keeps having, and they're just solving mysteries, but like in the end it's just, I don't know.
It doesn't even matter.
You've got a strange Slender Man figure smoking in the corner of your vision at all times.
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Mm-hmm.
What about, so Nick's message saying Grey's Anatomy and Outriders.
Mm-hmm.
That actually sounds really cool. Like, really cool.
What if you happen to be one of those people that purchased Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing? I know that it's not a TV show crossover, but then you have a crossover because they did a crossover with that marketing, which is kind of clever. Community and Stardew Valley from Dom. That's pretty good. My one, which I just realized, which is terrible, is I've been rewatching Friends on Netflix, and I also play a lot of League of Legends, so that just so happens to be my crossover. Is Friends and League of Legends, which is really crap.
I will admit, for me, my one right now, I was playing Carry On before I came in today, which is a game where you're an alien infesting and exploding other humans. And then I realised that the last TV series I watched was Sex Education. And the combination of the two just made my brain explode.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a horror movie about that exact thing.
And I was like, nope.
For what it's worth, my crossover would be Minecraft and Psychic A, which I think is just Minecraft with God mode on.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, that would be a bit much.
So
yeah, I'm not into that. Actually, speaking of crossovers, I did also put up on the Zed Games Facebook page a Demon Slayer, which is a anime that's just come to Netflix.
The chair.
The gaming chair crossed with Demon Slayer. It has a katana in the gaming chair, like an actual katana. I hate it. So it looks terrible. It's like, why would anyone design this?
But I guess,
want it,
though.
But yeah, you look at it. The pattern's pretty cool. The design's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's just you have a random Japanese sword attached to your
What
your
if
chair,
the katana was like, you know how you have a gear stick in cars?
Oh no.
But you know how we have these pedal things for our chairs? What if the katana controlled like the elevation and stuff depending? It's like a gear stick but for the chair.
So it was like the air compressor that lifts and lowers the that could be cool. I don't think they thought that far ahead, to be totally honest.
Well, maybe some people are just smarter than others.
Maybe. As you scratch your head. I don't know.
Maybe you.
And maybe you. I don't know.
It is, unfortunately, the end of Zed Games now. Yeah, I know. It goes so quickly. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening or today or wherever you are. It's been a pleasure as usual. I hope you enjoyed all of the content tonight. But if you'd like more information on any of the reviews or news or anything like that, head over to the Zed Games Facebook page at ZEDGamesAU. It's all posted there. It's all put up there. And if you'd like to listen back to our episodes as well, you have, 4ZZs on demand. But you also have our podcast, which is you can just type in ZED Games into Spotify. You'll find us there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm done plugging us now. We can go.
Can I plug and say, come over and say hi on Facebook. We miss you.
Yeah, do that.
Say hi, hello. Let us know what your crossover is.
Yeah, do that. On that note, goodbye everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Zed Games.
If you'd like to listen to more, check out our podcast on Spotify.
Or follow us on social media at ZED Games AU.
See you next time.